Today we're discussing The Burnout by Sophie Kinsella. So thank you guys for joining. If anybody else comes in late, we'll just allow them. I wanted to show you guys my little new guest.
Oh my God, I can't wait. So
My new baby. She can be the best, but she's not happy. I woke her up.
yes.
She is gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Very cute.
I agree.
So she'll Okay. So we were kind of talking about it. What did you guys think of the book overall before I get into the questions? And
Loved it.
Is Allie coming?
Allie's here. She didn't read it, but she'll join us.
Tell her hi.
Like,
Lexi. She's having dinner too. She'll join us soon. She says she loved it. Okay, so Jen, you read it before we picked it. So how come you picked it?
I don't even know how I got a hold of it. I don't know. Maybe I follow her. So maybe she posted it or somebody told me about it. I had it on my TBR and it looked good. It actually caught my attention because the name was The Burnout. And I was like, what? It looks like a girl that she's like, what is she, like high all the time or something? And I'm like, what is this about? And then I read the synopsis and I was like, oh, this is me. This is me.
You didn't think it was
out.
like work burnout.
Yeah, I didn't think it was work burnout at all. That's not the first thing that came to my head at all.
I thought it was work burnout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I need to read this because I definitely have work burnout.
Yeah, I agree with that. When I was reading it, I was like, man, this is me. I'm so burnt out.
I know.
I could flip
and I'm
out
one of
any
those
minute.
Yeah, I'm one of those people pleasers too that I say yes to everyone. I'm like, yes, okay. You want me to do another club? No problem. Yes, okay.
So, I don't know how you balance book clubs.
I know.
Two, right? Jen, are you in 2 book clubs?
3.
You guys had another one with your friends, right?
Us? Oh, yeah. Allie goes to an in-person one. This is the only one I have left. I had another during COVID and that kind of fell.
Yeah, everyone
stopped kind of doing so.
Oh, okay.
This is my other one. It's called Read Between the Wines. We drink a lot more than we talk about books.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh,
yeah,
I love
it's hilarious.
That's a good name.
Michelle started one when we were in college and it faded when everybody started having babies.
Yep, sure did. And then Michelle started this one and I was like, oh, I'm there because I love reading.
It had a good run.
It did. It really did.
She tried to revive it when everyone got a little older, but it started fading. Lexi?
And then the teachers at the school wanted to do another one and they're like, well, let's do it. So now I have 3. Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to keep up. Okay, Lexi is messaging because she's having dinner. So she's writing in the chat. She says, I saw Burnout and immediately thought about my work burnout. Me too. That was my book club name 10 years ago. Read Between the Wines. Love it.
Nice. That's awesome.
Okay, so my first question, you guys kind of touched upon it, but we can expand. What did you think about Sasha's burnout breakdown and retreat to her happy place?
Just like in general?
Yeah.
Like how she ran out of the place and
literally into the wall.
Hilarious. I was like laughing out loud when she hit the wall.
The part that I was laughing was when she was saying that she was being chased by the nun in the middle of the street.
Yeah, the nun.
That's when I lost it. I was
the whole nun.
Cracking up.
Everything about that before the wall. Even I was
that
like,
whole part. I'm
gonna be a nun.
Part was funny.
I thought it was weird. It was like, oh, another one's here. Like I had the HR on speed dial. Like another one.
Yeah, like hello.
I love how the guy was like, stop chasing her. She doesn't want to be one of you. Like if that's the way we recruit nuns.
Right.
So everyone has experienced burnout because of COVID or post-COVID?
Pre-COVID, I feel like.
Pre-COVID? You're what? You're a lawyer, right?
What?
You're a lawyer. A lawyer, a teacher, a nurse/teacher. And he is a speech pathologist. And I was a journalist during COVID and I was extremely burned out.
I did. COVID was okay for me, I guess. The Zoom thing, I was at home, the kids were crazy. I think more for me, it's post-COVID because of all the the learning um gaps that happen. So it's tough being a teacher right now,
What age do you
especially
teach?
yeah, fifth grade, like 10, 9, 10 years old.
Yeah, that's hard.
And Michelle, and you, what do you feel with your burnout?
My burnout during COVID, I had a big burnout. But it wasn't as bad as it is now. But my burnout is more like, there's a very true saying, like, you don't leave your job, you leave your boss. And my burnout is now more boss related, unfortunately.
Oh,
I agree with that 1,000%. And you, Jen?
my boss is good. I have a good boss. It's more about like I give myself like too many things, like I have like too many clubs at the school. I run too many things. Like it's just a lot. And the kids, I don't know, they're just not, it's not the same. I feel like these kids nowadays, they have lost that, I don't know if it's respect, but like a teacher used to be like this person that was all respected and like all knowing, and you never talk back to a teacher, you never, and now the kids are like, oh, I'm not gonna do that. My mom said it's okay if I don't get it, if I don't get an A, nothing's a big deal. Like everything is like they brush it off, like nothing.
Yeah, that's terrible. It all goes back to the house and how like importance they teach them about being respectful to your teachers or just people in general, really,
Yeah. And it's hard to still have that commitment, and that level of wanting to do more with them when they really don't care. That's
that's horrible.
I feel like people nowadays, they're like, oh, give children a voice. And it's great they have a voice, but like, then they feel very, I don't know if entitles are right. I coach basketball and like for middle school and high school girls. And yeah, we were talking about it recently that the difference in girls over the last few years is just very much that, like, great, they have a voice, but they also have no respect, like everyone feels like they have their voice and they're entitled, and that's great for future leaders, but it's not great for when you're, a teenager and you think you know everything.
You can have a voice and still be respectful.
Man, I had the utmost respect for my basketball coach. I played basketball through middle school, high school. So, and she was tough. And kids now, it's just different.
Very different.
Jenna, and your burnout, what do you feel?
I think definitely it's usually like boss related. I would say that. And also I'm the same. Like I say yes to everything. I don't know how to say no. So it's just like add it to the pile and figure out how to do it, So
I think we all have like a correlating theme here. Yeah. And also with Sasha, like she was also kind of the same thing. It was not so much her boss, but that Joanna lady. I don't remember if she was exactly the boss or she was like the boss's keeper.
HR maybe.
Yeah, his aide, like the one that like kept his department afloat or implemented his goals.
But also the boss is just like unavailable to her too. I feel like made it difficult.
And like being understaffed, expecting more work. I think we've all been there. Lexi,
right? Like someone leaves or someone's on leave or leaves the company and like they don't replace them. It's like, oh, you guys can figure out, and like you just have to figure out how to do it, and like you can't say no in a sense,
You're like, yep, a full-time job, so it's a full-time workload that we're taking on.
Literally, like, are you giving me the full-time salary too?
Yeah.
Do it?
No. Lexi's like nodding. I know she relates.
Yeah, my burnout started when we were like super short-staffed during COVID. And it was actually at the tail end because during COVID I didn't feel it as much, but we became super short-staffed. Like people started leaving.
You're a nurse?
Then people like speech pathologist, but I work in the hospital. We had girls go on maternity leave at the same time, so it was like regatos for like the entire hospital. And not just that, like the constant getting phone calls, like I need you to see this patient, and like get the attitude from the nurses, the doctors, the patients. Everything was escalated. Everything was an issue. I'm like, I'm sorry, speech pathology is not that. like, I mean, I understand like people are waiting for me to tell them that they can eat or not, but like one day is not going to kill anybody. And then not just that, it was like the not being appreciated for like my efforts that like caused the burnout, that like really like I think pushed me over the edge. And now we got 2 new supervisors like at the end of 2022. Yeah, so it's a year and a half already that they've been there, and they are like new to the role of the supervisor position. They have no idea. They're both physical therapists. They have no idea how speech runs, and it's like being managed by an alien because they have no idea what we do, and then they try to like change our way of doing things, and I'm like, why are you? We're fine. Leave us alone. So I have major like boss burnout as well.
I agree. I agree with the understaffing. As a journalist, I remember when I was hired, they were like, this isn't heart surgery. Nothing is that important, until COVID hit and they got rid of like half of our staff. And then suddenly everything was very important. So there was no like time balance or work balance gone.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did you guys think about her happy place? Do you have one similar that you could relate to? And if it is, like, where is it? A place that makes you feel relaxed and at home.
When I was reading the book, I was like, man, I need to take 3 weeks off like that, or 3 months off. Like, just give me some time. Put me anywhere. I don't care where it is.
I felt like she was there for months.
I was going to say, so I was explaining
right?
to Ali the book, and I said, actually, I have no idea. I mean, in theory, I guess she like took time off, like a leave. Like, so in my mind, I'm like, maybe it was a couple months, like an FMLA, whatever. But I have, she didn't explain that in the book. Like, there was no contact, like concept of time. Like, was it days, was it weeks? Was it months?
Yeah.
Like, there was no ever like an explanation.
I think
I kind of like that.
it was weeks.
I think it was weeks, but like it felt like forever. I'm like,
It
how
felt like
many
they had
days?
been there, right?
Yeah.
3 weeks.
That's what I said. I was like, I don't actually know how long it was.
Yeah.
I feel
Or
like if I
happy
could take 3
places.
months off, I would come back and be like, fine. Like I'd be like refreshed and like love my job again.
I don't know, because I've been off for over a year now. I've been freelancing, and I still feel like every time I like talk to somebody about a new job, I feel like that like anxiety already coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so bad when I had it at the worst that like I even went to the doctor and I was like, my heart is like falling out of my chest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is everyone's happy place? Like, did you have a place that you thought of when you read it?
I thought of somewhere similar, but here, like at the beach, maybe the Fontainebleau or something like that is what I was thinking of, but like not dilapidated,
I was thinking of like my childhood vacation spot, Marco.
Me too.
I'm like, if I could be in Marco for 2 weeks, everything.
Oh yeah. We did Disney's Vero Beach Resort. We did that every summer for like a week. My family would take us there, and it was like we had like a little 1 or 2 bedroom apartment, like because they have like the hotel side and then they have like the apartments and the cottages and stuff. So it made me think of that. Like there was a place where we did bonfires, and like there was like a lot of activities for kids, and I love it. Like I'm dying to go back, even like as an adult, because it was very relaxing.
And now that you say that, my family used to take a trip, but it was like to Key Biscayne, and they used to stay at the Silver Sands. It's not there anymore. It was like a little nothing hotel.
It was kind of like the real estate. They're kind of not there anymore.
Yeah, exactly. It was like not these beautiful things, but yeah, I remember there was like an instructor in the pool, and they had like little activities for the kids to do, and like bingo and stuff. Yeah.
Would you pick like your childhood happy place, or would you pick somewhere new if you had to go on like a breakdown retreat?
I would pick a new place just because I don't have a childhood happy place. Like there was never a place that we went to every single year or anything like that. So I think I would just pick a place that I'd be like, oh, let me go here, a brand new place, just start over fresh,
The way she was describing seeing the beach is the way I feel like on our drive to Marco. Like once you start seeing the hotels, I feel like, I can breathe.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I think I want like,
nice.
Yeah,
I think
hammock,
I would pick
a book.
Yeah. Yes. A book and the beach and the waves.
Yeah.
I think I'd pick my childhood like happy place, just because like the last year or two I've been like really into like healing my inner child. So and just like doing things that like my inner child, like my childhood self or even my teenage self would have loved. Like something so stupid, like
That's
when I was
nice.
little, I couldn't put stickers anywhere because it would give me anxiety. I didn't want to like commit to a place to put my stickers. So last year I was like, you know what? I'm putting stickers everywhere. So my water bottle is full of stickers now. And I'm like, my little childhood self would be so happy right now. Like, would
I
be so
love
proud.
And it's so funny. I used to have a sticker book
That
when
is
I was
cool.
a kid that I would put stickers with the back because I couldn't commit to it either. So it's not.
It would stress me out. And now I'm like, nope, we're gonna put our stickers in. And now where did all those stickers go when I was little? They were thrown away. I didn't get to enjoy them. So
It's
now
true.
I'm like, no,
It's true.
putting stickers everywhere.
Do you have a 20-step guide like the wellness app?
Oh my God. I was laughing so hard at that. I was like, that's something I would do for sure.
That app
it,
was
like,
hilarious.
Cured herself without doing any of the steps. Like,
Yes.
still
Yes.
steps
I
from
love that part too.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the wellness guru of
Mhm.
Yeah,
She like did it her
she
way.
did become the wellness guru. That's right.
Nani juice.
No, and then they send out a text or something like, welcome Sasha,
Yes.
the wellness guru.
Wellness,
Yeah.
yeah.
They added her to that app. That
What
app
a
was
mess.
that app. Was,
I was expecting her to end up working at the hotel. Was anybody?
Mhm.
Yes, I
that.
thought she was gonna buy the hotel
Yeah.
with
I thought she
the
was gonna
guy.
stay.
Yeah.
I thought she was either gonna like suggest to renovate it and like do like interior design and something that she like secretly always liked, or become like the wellness person because she was so anti the way they were doing it at her job.
Yeah.
I kept coming up
Yeah.
with all these ideas, and then when it didn't happen, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And we all knew that her and the guy were gonna end up together.
Oh,
at
for
some
sure,
point.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just
But
like
I like
in
that there was
Hallmark
like
movies.
that. Yeah, I like that there was like that underlying, like, what are all these things on the beach that keep appearing? Like, who's
Yeah.
doing them? That was a good little twist.
Yeah.
That it was like that. Part
Yeah,
of,
I thought the book just had a lot of good combination of everything. It was
Mhm.
funny. It had a
Mhm.
romance.
It's real
It had
funny.
a little bit of a mystery. I really liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Me too. I laughed out loud a lot.
I know we
Me
kind of
too.
a convent, but what did you think about the desperate plea at the convent, and how do you think about the way that was handled?
That part made me laugh so much.
It was funny, but I was like, these are some horrible nuns. I don't think it would be handled like that.
I know. I was like,
yeah, that's true.
And like, how many people show
It's
up
a
there that
book.
they like have the lady on speed dial?
on
from-
speed dial, like, they
Apparently
have
a
no one.
lot.
Yeah.
Apparently a lot.
It's
It's the
Then
first
the
face you
sisters.
see when you walk
The
out.
Yeah,
sisters are like, I'm done with this. That's why they were like, I'm done with all these people from this company, and you need to just get out of here. Like that's it.
And then like them chasing her, I was like, what?
Yeah,
What content is this?
yeah. It was bizarre. It was bizarre.
Okay, so everybody agrees that was a little hilarious. It was funny, but I was like, what?
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
funny.
it was
They're
funny.
supposed to be caring,
A
and they're
lot
like,
of parts.
get
were
her back to
funny.
work. Okay. So what did you think about the Finn and Sasha relationship? I feel like it took a long time for them to get together.
Yeah, it was a long time.
Yeah. But I think in a good way too, because they both had to like work on their stuff, like individually.
Any
Yeah.
thoughts about the reason for Finn's breakdown, like his surprise reason? Or did you really think it was burnout the whole time?
I did think that. I didn't think it was going to be that, but
Neither.
Wait, what was it? Sorry.
Yeah,
Never
refresh
liked
my
him.
The
memory.
breakup to like the
like,
lady he was
breakup.
engaged
he
to?
like randomly answered the phone
yes,
of the
that's
hotel,
right,
and it was
that's
his
right.
coworker.
That's right. That's right.
Which is also just like a
Yes.
weird thing that she like answered the phone, but it
That's
went more to the
right,
theory of
yeah.
Michelle, like she's gonna work there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't. So fine that was it, but I feel like there wasn't a lot of like. I guess they didn't care. I was gonna say like closure on that, like
Closure, yeah.
I feel like when they met again, there was gonna be some sort of she called him out on it finally, like he's like, oh, that was a long time ago, but it clearly wasn't that long ago. The coworker was like, yeah, they've been together 10 years, they just broke up. Like it was clearly something,
yeah.
some part of
Mhm.
it. Like, yeah, he made an excuse for the work part that he was burnt out because of the coworker who was sick or whatever and covering her job, but he never even addressed of like, I am over her or I am okay or whatever. Like I was like, wait,
Yeah.
what happened with that? You know,
I
but
did mention
Didn't he throw a tree or something at work?
Yeah, he broke
Did they say
something.
yeah.
He threw a
Like,
tree
broke
or
a
he
tree,
threw something. Yeah.
Yeah,
did
so I
say
think it was
that-
both.
she
It was a
said
little
that
bit of both, probably.
Yeah.
At one point, she said like she had seen a picture with him, and he's like him and the ex, and he said, "Yeah, I bumped into her at a party. Like someone must have posted, but like we don't talk." And I think it had been 6 months when
Mhm.
like that little reunion, but
Right.
it ended like they were gonna get back together, right? Like her, Sasha, and Finn. I wanted more.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
I
give
definitely
me
wanted
another
more.
chapter and tell me
I
what
wanted to know. Yeah. I agree.
would you guys stay at that?
Sorry. I was
Who
gonna
you
say, do you guys
know?
remember what he said when he was like in the bushes that she was overhearing the conversation? Wasn't it about work?
Yeah, he
Right?
was
That
like
he was like,
apologizing about ruining papers and
what do
stuff.
you yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. So that's why I thought it was for sure work
Mhm.
type burnout.
But I guess like the breakup made him react at work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least people
Yeah.
thought it was, so. And like she definitely, it was, I thought I was laughing. You were saying like having some comedies and romance. Like I was laughing at like her whole explanation. We all do, well, I do, I don't know, like the whole, she made up a whole scenario in her head.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
went back, got back together because like obviously she used to look at the ex-girlfriend's Instagram. Then she became private, but it's because they got back together. So she found her ex-girlfriend's sister's Instagram and like a whole thing in her head. And I was like, I would so do that.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
too. I think we've all probably done that.
Mhm.
100%.
What did you think of the hotel? Would you stay there?
I want to go stay there. Too bad it's not real. I wanna-
With the creepy rooms falling apart?
With the
Bueno,
rooms falling apart, I don't know.
maybe without the rooms falling apart, but it just
Mhm.
seems
Didn't
like
they
a
find
very
animals in one of the rooms?
Oh my
No,
God, yes.
the tile.
Yes, they did. But
And then the
I don't
mom was like,
know.
"Oh, I got you
liked it.
ocean view or ocean
Yeah.
front or
Oh,
whatever."
Oh, yeah.
yes.
And there
yes.
was like covered.
What a
The
mess.
mom overbearing a
mess.
little bit, right? Calling in
yeah.
her
Yeah, the
best
mom.
and being like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
could not. That was hilarious.
The personal assistant.
Oh,
Mhm.
that's funny. Yeah.
She was
Yeah,
hilarious.
no, that front desk girl was funny. That she made panties.
Yeah.
Like custom
Yeah.
panties.
Who does
They were-
that? Like, where did that even come from?
At the front desk.
I read
They were-
these and I'm like, how do the authors come up with that? Like, how do you
Yeah.
Why that?
I know.
Yeah.
I don't
Not like,
yeah.
oh, she's just threading. No, she's making.
inappropriate
Yeah.
dog?
Yes.
Everything was
And like
super
they both
awkward
like
and
judged
funny.
each other because like he was like, oh, you have a personal assistant calling this place, and he was like totally judging her, and he
Yes.
was
Yeah.
judging him.
Like,
And
wouldn't
the
we have
old
done that?
man.
I feel like I would have judged him too. Like he was rude to a kid. This guy,
Like, yeah,
I would
Yeah.
never hate him. What did you guys think of the bellman? Like the really old bellman.
Oh my
The guy
God,
that
what
was
is
asleep.
he?
Yeah, that's what I
always.
was gonna say. That she had to help him, like
He
carry
had
the
to carry
bags
the
up.
That was horrible. That was horrible.
It was
Pobre viejo.
awful.
stuff.
No, and the waiter guy is hilarious. The waiter guy was so
Oh.
funny too.
And that they keep
Yeah.
saying like, we know you don't
He's
want
like,
to be
you want
apart. They're
this?
not
You don't want
couple. Like,
salad?
yeah,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
we have different tables. We know
And
you
the
don't wanna be
moving of the
together.
tables and then the putting the tables. That was funny.
And the disgusting drink that they finally got for
Oh.
her, and then she couldn't drink it.
Was it the nani juice? Is that
What-
what?
Yeah, and
yes,
then the kale
nani
or the kale
juice
every day.
smoothie?
The can
One of
kale
those
smoothie.
two. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, the
We
noni
finally
juice.
got nani juice.
Yes.
And then she tries to go somewhere
was
else
like-
to get like junk food.
Yes. Hidden.
Right.
Hidden.
That was when he delivered the junk food. She's like, I bought you all
Yeah.
presents.
I got a whole
Yeah.
box.
That's right.
Oh.
That's right.
That's good.
That's funny.
This is like the Hotel of Misfits.
Yeah.
It was. That's true. That's a good description.
How would you compare? Well, before I say that, what were your thoughts on the role of Terry and his mantras?
And his what?
Terry and his mantras. Okay. Terry was the surfer
The
instructor.
surfer guy, yeah.
Oh,
It took me a
love
minute.
I
I'm
him.
like
like,
the
wait, who
mantras.
is Terry?
Yeah.
Terry was
I
the surfer guy.
love how that all connected
Yeah,
together.
came
Yeah.
together. Yeah.
And how
Yeah.
they both were the ones that talked to the police when
Yeah.
something went down, when he was going to get in trouble, and helped him, and they both
That's right.
remembered, yeah. I love that.
But I think that
And the
that's very
daughter.
true. Like sometimes as a kid, you don't know who is gonna stay with you as you grow
Mhm.
up. And like sometimes you have teachers or a coach or something that somebody said to you and it just stays with you like your whole life, you know? And then thankfully this
True.
guy had a good message that stayed with these kids at the
Mhm.
time who are now adults, you know?
Yeah. I kind of felt like he was like all the sayings that like society gives you, like cash for
Yeah.
the slave or keep your eye on the goal. Like he was
Mhm.
like the
Yeah,
subliminal
yeah.
message that society gives you for like a burnout was like
Yeah.
Taylor's mantras for surfing.
I
Yeah.
liked the ride is it. I think that was
The
it. The ride is
ride
it.
Oh,
is
that's
I was
a
like,
it's
oh
a
my
The
God,
great
yeah.
ride is
saying. It is
it.
The ride
it
is
is a
it.
great
That
saying.
was it. The ride is
I was like, I'm gonna put that somewhere.
Yeah.
somewhere.
On a
Yeah.
sticker.
Stickers.
In a sticker.
Let's
I'm
get
gonna want a
stickers.
Stickers for the water bottles. The
Yeah,
ride.
exactly.
Yes.
The ride is it.
That's
Uh,
awesome.
did the ending surprise you?
That they were together.
Like with everybody on the beach
Yeah, like that they were together
I
and that
love
they were the
that.
ones behind,
Oh,
like
behind.
like they had no idea.
Yeah, that he
Oh
was the
yeah,
actually
that was
actually the
surprising. Yeah.
one
Mhm.
that other girl shows
Oh,
up. I was
yeah.
like, nah, this
That whole
bitch is
thing was,
coming
yeah,
here
totally
trying to take him
surprise.
now. I was like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, like why is she going to lunch with him or dinner
Yeah.
or whatever they do? Yeah.
mhm, mhm.
Yeah, that was really
But
cool.
yeah,
He
it was
like the
cute.
one in the painting the whole time.
Yeah.
That
I
was
know. I was
cute.
like, no.
I know.
I
Can't
thought
have
he
it
was
right now.
gonna steal him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I did. I was like, hell no.
And the fact that they were the ones that kept Terry from getting in trouble with the fire. Like
Yeah, that
I
was
wasn't
totally
expecting that at all.
nothing.
Yeah.
I didn't expect
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that. That was way out there. I was like, whoa.
I agree.
Did you guys like that, the little mystery part of it, and like the
I like that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was like it came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
the-
Yeah.
Usually I don't like when things like pop out like that, but it made so much sense and it flowed, like the way she made it like flow through the book, I feel like it was really good. It was like effective.
It
they
was
got
well
them
done.
together,
Yeah.
kept them talking. I thought it was the girl
Mhm.
on the desk for a while.
Me too. Like trying to get them to be a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They, like we're upset. All the staff was so obsessed with them.
Yeah.
They
Like,
were.
it was, like,
I
really
mean,
fun.
there was no one else there.
Yeah, true.
That's
No,
true.
there was
Also-
only guys. Imagine being the
Also
only
true, yeah.
That's super creepy. I would have
Okay.
left. Being the only guest is kind of scary.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
Like, why are they open in the winter if they don't have any
I think
guests?
she was kind of hit rock bottom. She's like, how much worse?
It's like
can it get?
whatever.
Like,
Yeah.
come on.
That's
Like, no.
At least
Like the
I would have been like, at least
wetsuits
I'm
and
not at
trying to
work.
get out of the wetsuits. Remember when they were trying to like
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
they're like trying to get, oh my god. I was laughing.
And like people watching with like his hand in there, I was like, what?
Yeah, like-
That's a little much. Every time they describe those little cabins on the beach, I thought, I don't know if they're still there. The ones that used to be in Key Biscayne that they were like open to the public that you could like rent for the day. And there were like these little cabanas on the beach, but they looked super eerie. And you could only rent
Yeah,
them for
like,
the day and they were like
no
close at
idea.
sunset. I that's what I had pictured because they were not cute.
I could totally picture everything in that book. Like I could see
Yeah.
Yeah.
all the hotel. I could see the rooms. I could see walking out to the beach, the rock where they would fight over, like that perfect spot on the rock.
So funny.
Yeah, the little surf shack.
What'd you guys think of the
You guys-
writing? I feel like the descriptions were so like when they were laying in bed and she was like, "There's a water stain on the roof." I'm like, "Of course, in this
Yeah.
dinky little hotel."
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
No,
like
she made everything very, very descriptive. Like that you could
I
just
agree.
picture it perfect.
Yeah.
It's crazy, like how a place that was like so luxurious when they get there, it's like, wow.
Do you remember when she wrote everything that she wanted on that paper? And then it flew down the beach.
Oh my
and he's
God,
like,
no, that was the worst. And then he gets it and she's like, oh God, okay, maybe he's not gonna read it. Maybe he's not gonna read it. And then he reads it. I'm like,
and I
que
was
pena.
dying.
I would
Que
die.
pena.
I would die. No.
And
That
she's
was
like,
that was
my
great.
song
God.
lyrics. I
Yeah.
died.
And she's like,
Yeah.
the song
I was
is
writing a song.
She was making some. What can I say? What can I make up?
exactly.
Literally, I'm a
That was
songwriter.
funny.
Yeah, quite the song she was writing.
How would you compare this
funny.
book to Grace Adams?
Oh, I like
Everybody here
Grace
read
Adams
Grace
too.
Adams? I think so.
I can't remember if I read Grace Adams.
That's the one of
The amazing Grace
lady that's
Adams.
like
She's like this in the cover.
Yeah. with the cake, like taking the cake to the daughter.
she-
like the whole
she's-
book,
Oh
Yeah,
yes,
the
I did.
whole
I did
time.
read that.
with
Yes.
the middle finger.
I
on
don't
the
think I
cover.
read that.
Yes. Yes,
Well,
I don't
the
think I
one,
read
the one with the middle
I,
finger. Yes.
yes.
yeah, it was. I like this way better.
Oh, me too, for sure.
Yeah. Grace Adams was good, but I feel like it was all just that same journey, you know?
Yes,
It was
yes.
too much of the same.
It was like
Especially,
very
I like
dragged
the
on.
ending of
Yeah.
Grace Adams. Like
yeah.
when she finally gets there and everything is revealed and how it turns out, I like. But getting there was like a journey
It's like they
Yes.
for
both
me.
had like a
I was like
breakdown.
sweating with her.
They both had a
Mhm.
breakdown. They were both burnout, but one ended up having like a
Yeah.
mental breakdown because of it, and the other one like escaped and recuperated with her wellness plan.
Yeah. Didn't
Yeah.
break any laws. Let's
Yeah.
just put it that way. Oh.
We need to do a wellness plan. Okay, we had the author here. What would you guys ask her?
Why did the receptionist knit panties? No, I don't know. Like where? Okay.
Yes.
Where did she come
Whenever
up
the
with
author
that?
comes, I never ask
get it.
anything. I'm always
Me
like,
either. I never know what
know.
to ask.
I
Yeah, I
know.
never know what to ask.
Do you guys like it when they come, or do you rather?
I love it. Yeah, I do.
I
I
like it.
love it
I
because
like
I
it.
want to know like the background and the writing
Mhm.
process and all that, and
Yeah.
I love it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But it's like I never say anything.
But if you didn't
Like, I'm
like the
always
book,
embarrassed.
then I'm like, oh, I can't say anything
Oh,
because
I
I don't
know,
want to
I
make them
know.
feel bad. Right?
Yeah.
You
Same.
could ask them like, why did they knit panties?
Yeah.
Right.
I would never ask that.
You wouldn't? I would.
It's funny because I always think that the writers like know somebody in their life that kind of
Mhm.
reminds them of some of the
Maybe.
characters,
Yeah,
right?
that's
And
true.
I'm like,
A lot of times I feel like
wait,
that does
does she know
happen.
somebody like that?
Well, that's
Yeah,
why I
you
always
know?
ask. I'm always like, do they
Yeah.
relate to somebody in your family, like somebody in your realm?
Yeah.
That's a
Like
good
it
point.
inspired them. That's true. I never thought about that.
So would you ask her
Yeah.
anything else other than the panties?
Maybe at the hotel.
If
Maybe
she
she
was
had a
burnt
hotel like
out,
that.
I was gonna say, did she grow up going to a hotel like that? Then
Exactly.
think of that,
Yeah.
And is it now dingy with water spots and creepy
Yeah.
and pointed up? Anything else?
probably like, did she come from a place where she was burnt out, maybe, and that's what made her write a story like this? You know,
Did she
and
want to be a nun?
maybe she wanted to be a nun.
Maybe she was afraid of the nuns.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Anything
Yeah.
else? What was your favorite part in the book?
When she had the breakdown on the street and she was running from the nun, I think that I laughed so much with that. Like I
Do you
could
guys
just
remember
picture
when
it.
she got hit on by that
Yes.
by that guy when
Oh,
she was ordering
yes.
the food?
In the
and
it
she
was like in a convention, like a convenience
a
store
food
or
store,
something.
yeah.
Like yes,
it was
yes.
almost like a food court is what I took, like a food hall of some sort.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and she was like, sex, I don't know, it's just like two people rubbing together and sweating. It's
Yeah.
like, and I
No.
was
And
like,
then there was people like waiting in line behind her. Like it was
That
That's
heard
the
just
whole
everything.
thing.
I'm like, this
so
guy's
awkward.
actually hitting on you. Like, what's wrong with you?
I loved that part.
Yeah.
I thought she was gonna
That was
see him again, like at the end when she
Yeah.
was like cured and be like,
When she went to go get
Yeah.
the food. She specifically said he wasn't there anymore.
Yeah. No, but I
I-
really like the part where she finally got to talk to the CEO of the company and how he
Oh
understood
yeah,
her
that
and
was
how
good too.
he started like making, changes to better the company
Mhm.
and wanted to hire her back. Like that's redemption. Like
Yeah,
you finally are heard,
it's
So I was
true.
like, that was good.
what did you guys think of her going back? Did you think she should have?
She's making a
was
difference.
awful.
Like the same thing is
Yeah.
not going to keep happening to other people, just like it happened to her. Like I thought she had to.
Mhm.
That's
I,
true.
I thought it was good in the circumstances that she went back. Like if she would have gone back with the same freaking shitty
Mhm.
way that it was happening, obviously not.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was
But-
like kind of annoyed at first. I'm like, why are you going back there or whatever? But especially when she ran into the Joanne downstairs, like,
Oh yeah.
it would take a lot for you to come back and all like giving her all this shit again. I was like, oh my God, she's gonna tell her to go F herself, but then almost it just not only is she coming back, she's coming back in that position. And like you said, like she's making a difference. The author made sure to point out that anytime she saw any of her people look a little bit,
stressed up. Yeah.
stress, anything, she made sure to like nip it in the bud immediately. And
Yeah.
make sure to be like a better manager. So it's like she's doing better. And like I thought about when she wrote that exit thing that we didn't know how long it was till the boss came and he's like, I printed 10 pages. It's like, how many people would always have loved to do that? Like I feel like we've all been there that we're like when I left my place, like
this
how
is what
many
I
people would
think
want to
would
just
make it
say
better.
everything they felt and like we never do. So I was like, good for you, you know, and that he
so true.
listened was incredible.
Yeah.
If you left a place that gave you burnout, would you go back? Like under a different role or as the manager?
It depends on the conditions. Like how much money are they paying me? What do I have to fix? Who's going to be working with me?
Yeah.
All of those
a lot of
agree.
ifs.
Yeah.
I don't think I would. I can't even drive down the same road without feeling like,
Yeah. It's not it's the whole culture because
sometimes it's not just the boss. It's like,
it's the whole culture of the whole place that like I think I couldn't, like once I leave, I'm done.
Yeah.
It's not gonna.
I think I'm with you. I can't like I thought about it and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm with you.
I know. I'm getting a refill. I'll be back.
She's getting more wine for her between the lines.
Yeah.
Okay, so I asked all of my questions. Do you guys have anything else of the book that you want to talk about? I do want to say I like when she saw Joanne at the end and she was like giving her such a hard time, and then the like big boss comes and he's like, whatever you want, we're gonna try to get you back, whatever you want to get paid. I was like, oh, that's like in your face.
Yes, poetic justice.
Yes, like she had to set it up. Anybody have any other part they want to talk about?
I can't think of anything.
Jenna, did
when
you?
they finally,
I want to know
when they
what
finally
book
get
won.
down.
You want to know what?
I want to know what book won for the next one.
That is next. Okay, so it was like an extremely close.
I know.
fight.
That's why I'm like, what
I read them both already.
Did you? Oh my God, but how much do you read? That's
She's
crazy.
in 3 book clubs.
Too much.
Did you read them for a book club or just for yourself?
Just for myself. Those were not part of the book club.
On top of the 3 book clubs,
we love Chanel Clean. I have to read anything that comes out from her. It's just like a must.
Yes, I do.
And
like
that was a super fast read. It was great. The other one I had read a long time ago, because I had heard it was loosely based on like Ted Bundy and like the story, and it was like Florida and FSU, and I was like,
that's why I found it interesting. I want to read that one. Yeah,
they're both
really good. Both, John? You like them both?
I like them both.
So they were both good.
If I had to pick, I would pick. I don't know. They're different. They're both so different.
Does either
Bright
get the
Young
author
Women
no?
was a better story because
Which one?
Bright Young Women is a better story because it has that basis, right?
The
real, you know, there's a lot of character building and different stories all in one book, right? The House on Biscayne Bay is very different than anything I've ever read from Chanel Clean because it's more like of a mystery. It's like a murder mystery.
Yeah, because her books are not mysteries. Yeah.
No, they're usually like love stories or like women empowerment, you know. I don't know why it's historical fiction because I guess because it's Florida, the beginning of like the first houses built in Biscayne, like on the bay, building the biggest houses. You know, it reminds me of a lot of like Vizcaya and the times that was built, you know, so it has a lot of that, you know, and they're both Florida-based books. I mean, I think either way you go, they were both a good read.
Okay.
I'm trying to pull it up on my...
I'm ready, Michelle.
So so they're both good. Okay, so it was a tie score because one would go up by 1 point, the other one would go up by 1 point. One would go up by 1 point. That's why I kept putting, please vote, because I was like, none is.
I don't even remember which one I voted for.
And then this afternoon they were tied for like hours, and I'm like, somebody else needs to vote soon. So the winner, and I didn't vote.
Have you read both? Or you haven't read
I haven't read either. So they're both, well, we know Chanel Cleaton because we've had her, and then Jessica Noel, well, she's not writing because she couldn't come last time because I think she was like on tour. Jessica Knoll is the one that wrote Luckiest Girl Alive, the one that was like a movie on Netflix.
Uh-huh.
And we tried to
The
get
one
her
about
to-
the school
but she was
shooting.
doing the movie. Yeah, she was doing the movie at the time. Why can't I find it now? Please.
Does
bear
that mean one of them is coming or no? We
I
don't
haven't
know.
either one of them. We just got the result like right now. Okay, so the winner is
Oh,
Hey,
good.
Bright
That's
Young
the one I wanted. That's the one I voted. Good.
Women. Yeah,
and it
Good.
won
it's a better
by one
storyline.
vote.
Maybe it was my vote. I
It
don't know.
was your vote.
There
It
you
was?
go.
I think I might have voted for the
very
other
late
one.
today.
Yeah, I
You
think I
were the
voted.
last person to vote, and then I was like, keep voting, and nobody else voted.
Okay.
It was
I'm
literally
good.
like this the whole day.
Because I
That's
just
amazing.
honestly, I'm just very intrigued. I know it's not the real story of Ted Bundy, but I'm very intrigued about all of that
Very
happened.
graphic.
It's just so crazy that that's
Very
why I voted for
detailed. It's
that
very
one.
graphic. If you
Wow.
like investigations and
Yes,
police
yes.
and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
just
think I-
haven't read a book like that in a long time. So I was like, okay, I think I would like this.
I don't think I know. I mean, the Ted Bundy thing happened when we were all super young. So
Yes.
I
Yeah,
just
I
like,
didn't know
you're
it
safe, but I
that
don't know
well
like
either.
the story in details. I didn't know it was
Yeah.
about sorority girls. I just thought it was women in general.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know sorority girls.
I think this book is based on like 2 sorority girls.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it follows, I think, like maybe 3 different stories that happen simultaneously, like once like they're investigating and then they connect.
And I know that because
So.
I follow her on Instagram. When she was writing it, she was like traveling around Tampa and Florida, like researching the book.
That's really cool.
Where and I don't know if any of you guys know this. Where did it happen? The Ted Bundy thing. What part of Florida?
Wasn't
what
it like
city?
FSU or
Is it
what?
Florida
FS?
State. Florida
Florida
State.
State.
Yeah, Tallahassee.
Yeah.
Or
That makes
it's Florida
sense. That's
State.
where she was
Yeah.
around.
And it's like that other, this is a side note. There's another show on Netflix that's about a serial killer. I don't know if you guys saw it, like a real like movie. Oh my God, I forgot what the name of it. That he's
The
like
Jeffrey Dahmer
blonde.
one.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
That was
And then
awful.
I haven't
Oh my
been
God, it
able
was
to
hard to
see
watch.
it because
No.
everybody tells me that. So I'm like,
Oh
I'm
my
not gonna
God,
be
it
able to
was
sleep
really
at night.
hard to
I'm not
watch.
gonna watch that.
I don't even
saw
think
the
I finished it.
documentary, like the
Yeah.
Me
documentary
too.
about him, so I couldn't watch the show that they made.
Oh no, I watched
Yeah.
the show.
Couldn't
The
because
show
the
called?
documentary
No,
was already much.
I couldn't watch it because everybody's told me it's so bad. I'm like, okay, I can't watch that. I'm not gonna
It
be able
was
to
really
sleep. So
bad.
let's hope I can sleep after reading this book. No, sir.
Would you say this is more mystery? Yeah, I know it's based on historical fiction thing, but is it more like of a mystery book?
No, I wouldn't
It's
say mystery. No,
okay.
it's more like it tells the stories of what happened to these women and different women, and then it kind of gives background information on the actual character, like on the women
Yeah.
and their stories and what's happened to them, you know, before, since, the people around them, things like that.
It's like true crime.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
How hard is it going to be for us to find a book that you haven't read before? That is my
Oh,
goal.
forget it.
Give,
She'll just
give,
keep coming,
It's not
but
gonna
she read them
happen.
all.
Jen, give Michelle the list of your like your to read books.
You got to start
but
following me on
don't read-
Goodreads.
Don't read one of them.
The funny thing is, I'll
Exactly.
share the book, and like 5 days later, she'll message me. I read it. It was amazing. I'm like, how did you finish already? It's like been 5 days.
Yeah, I used to be
I
able
read
to
super
read like a
fast.
lot more. Like I was looking at my like on my memories. Like last year, I was on like at this time I was on book number like 14. I'm on book number like 8 right now, 7 or 8.
I'm with you.
That's still a lot.
my
That's still a lot.
I've read 3.
It's low for me because I'm used to like reading so many. Like I'll read
This
like 4 a
year?
month, 3
Yeah.
or 5 of them.
Oh my gosh, wow.
Yeah.
No, it
I'm
takes me
like
forever to finish a book.
25, maybe.
You read
Yeah.
a
Like
lot.
25 books.
Wow. Oh, I
But you
have
got to
one
see
for
my
you.
setup.
Last year, I read like 20. At this point last year, I
Okay.
was at
Wow.
double the number of whatever month it was. I was like 2 a month. This year,
Yeah.
with everything going on over here, I've read 3
Mhm.
books the entire year. I can't say I would take it to the hospital and I could just like open it. I'm like, can't concentrate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it depends what's going on in your life. You know?
For sure.
Like right now, I'm reading one
All right, I'm gonna
that
turn
if
you
you
guys
guys like
show
nursing
you
or
my
medical
setup.
field, it's called The Women. So good.
Oh.
Oh, the
Women.
Kristen Hanna one?
Yes. Oh my God.
You
It's
need
so
to have
good. It's
read
about
her other books.
nurses. It's about nurses in Vietnam and the
Ooh.
war.
I really
And
like.
Have you
Did you
read
my
read
The
God.
the
Nightingale? The
It's
Nightingale.
The Nightingale is
fantastic.
amazing. That's
Oh, I
probably
didn't
my
read The
favorite book.
Nightingale.
Amazing.
Oh, I'll
The
have to look
Nightingale,
that. Okay.
I always recommend that to everybody. That is one of
Okay.
the best I've ever read.
I
Okay.
Great.
The Nightingale.
I
So
heard the
good.
Kristen Hanna book is good, but do you have to have read her other books? Because I haven't read any.
I have never
No,
read a single
no.
book.
Okay.
They're all
Mm-mm.
standalone.
I have another one from her, but I forgot the name of it and I haven't read it yet. I think hold on.
I know which one it is.
It's The Great Alone.
Oh no, that's not the one I was thinking.
I haven't read it yet. I've had it like
It was
on my
something
little
else.
pile
The
to read.
Nightingale. Let me write this down. The
Forever.
Nightingale.
Okay, Jen, what is the setup
You
you
see my
want to
books?
show us?
All right, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. Ready?
Is this like a reading
So on
setup?
my couch, yeah, I have. All right, so I lay here in the couch, and this is my Kindle
Your
holder,
notes.
right?
And you have the clicker?
And it has the clicker and the remote controls. So I lay on my couch. Sorry, my husband without a shirt back there. Sorry, this is blocking.
Okay.
And I click
Okay, we already
on.
see him walking in the background.
That is hilarious.
So I lay and I just cover myself, and I have
then
my
you just
clicker,
click.
and it turns the pages for me. And
Wow.
yeah,
That's
I
amazing.
know.
I think I
So
need
good.
to figure it out.
That's my. Everybody laughs at me when I tell them I have that.
That's your click.
I know.
Oh,
Yes.
there are the nightingale.
Oh,
Are you reading it
I have
now?
it. I have it too. Hold
No,
on.
Allie has it.
I've had that book in my room on my nightstand for like 2 years. And it's just every time I look at it, I'm like, but it's so many pages.
So good. So good.
Allie was my
It's so good
coworker,
though.
so she can
I
attest
like
to my
flew through
burnout.
it.
She was nodding over here. Don't you worry.
But she was already gone during COVID, and I really missed her.
I was there half the time.
Mhm.
I was just
Yeah,
working from home or pretending to work.
we work together. She gets it.
Mm.
Ah, I love that.
So,
Anything anyone else is reading that's
other good
good
books.
lately?
See, this is the good
New
part of
Emily
being
Henry
open.
book.
Oh, yes, that's my next book is Funny Story. I cannot wait to read
What
it.
book? Oh, funny
Funny
story. I have it on
Stories,
my.
yeah.
Yes, I
Yeah,
love
I'm
Emily
finishing up
Henry.
I started my boyfriend got me last year the book Gilded by Marissa Mayer. I don't know if you guys have read Marissa Mayer. She writes
No.
like fairy tale retellings. I'm obsessed.
Oh wow.
So she wrote a series called The Lunar Chronicles. And the first one is Cinder. I don't know if you've probably seen it. It's like a high heel, like robot boot, like kind of shoe in the front.
Oh, I think I have seen
anyway.
it. Yeah.
So she writes like fairy tale retellings. She has so that's a whole series. That was really good. Like fantasy, and then she has one about
I like fantasy.
the origins of the
Jessica loved it also.
Queen of Hearts called Heartless. I love a good like villain origin story. So that was really good. So this one that I'm reading is about Rumpelstiltskin. And it's
Ooh.
it's only 2 books. So I'm finishing up the second one. And it's very like the first one, it was a little bit hard for me to get into because there's a lot of like world building. But once I got into it, like I was like, oh my God, this woman is such a genius. Like I don't know how she comes up with like these retellings. She just completely takes a fairy tale and just makes it her own, and like it's this whole world. So I'm really excited to finish that
So
one, and then
good.
I'm gonna start Funny Story next.
I've read a
Awesome.
few recently of I don't even know. It's Frida McFadden, the one that's like Housemaid.
Oh, did you read The Teacher? I
No,
read
that's
Housemaid.
next. I read
That's
The
good.
Coworker, but I heard The Teacher is like incredible as well.
The
I
Teacher was
haven't
really
heard of
good. I
those. I've
liked
only
it.
read about Maid.
Oh, I heard about Maid.
Which
I-
one is the
I-
coworker and the
The
teacher? Is it the same one?
Housemaid.
It's
Is the Housemaid the one where they
Secret.
put her in the little room in the attic?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's
What?
good.
And then there's like a sequel, or I don't know if it's really a sequel, but like it's The Housemaid's Secret. And then
Yeah,
I
didn't
read The
read that one.
Coworker, and then apparently there's one called The Inmate, another one called The Teacher.
Oh
But they're
wow.
like mystery, like like suspense. Not
You
mystery.
know what gets me about her is that when
There's
I
always a
read her books, I
twist.
feel like I've already read something so similar.
That
Like
they're
I
also-
read
because
The
there's, like, a
Last
twist
Mrs.
coming.
Parrish. Has anybody read The Last Mrs. Parrish?
It's on my
No.
list.
It's very similar to The Housemaid. It's almost the same story.
Mm.
Yeah, I
It's
don't like
it's
when that
crazy.
happens.
I don't like it either.
Because then
I
you're
know.
like, what a
So I
waste of
stopped
a
reading
book.
her for a while, but how can I not read a
Yeah.
book that's called The
This is-
Teacher?
Did anybody
Like,
read
okay.
the
That's
book?
true. That's true.
What is it?
The Wishing
I
Game.
can't see it.
Okay, has
Oh,
anybody
I think
read
that's on my list. The Wishing Game.
my book? What is it?
No.
My Christmas book person, book elf.
Oh.
Exchange. Oh,
Why isn't it there?
because you have a background.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you have those virtual backgrounds, it's hard, but I
Okay.
see it.
Did anybody read the book? Jennifer, you probably have The Many Lives of Addie LaRue.
Yes, no, the invisible life of Addie
Invisible
LaRue.
Life. Okay, so
Fire.
I
It's
got
very
through
long.
like,
I love
did
it.
you like it?
I
Okay, I
loved it.
couldn't finish it. And
Oh
I
my
don't know
God, it's
why.
long. It's very long.
I
But
probably have to pick it up again, but I just couldn't, like, I don't know. It was hard for me.
because
I
she
just think I
she
need to like
jumps back
try
and
again.
forth through time. It's like
Yeah.
this woman that no one ever remembers her,
Yeah.
right? So she's trying to make
I
her
should
mark
have
in the
liked it
world,
more.
but no
Yeah.
one ever remembers
I
it.
think I wasn't
loved
in the
it.
mood for like fantasy at that point. I need to try again, especially after
Yeah.
reading some fantasy again.
I just read like the first 4 ACOTAR books. They're so
Oh
good.
yeah, I
I'm on
read the
last
first one, but like years ago, like when it first came out, and like since none of them all were out, like only the first one was out, I like stopped reading them, and then I got like a little bit like tired of like y'all, like young adult. So I never
Yeah.
went back to it, but now it's like all the rage. So
I don't think those are young adults.
it's considered. I mean,
know.
back then it was considered young
I
adult.
guess
like,
it is, but
yeah,
there's some sexy
but
stuff
yeah, I
going
know
on in
it
there.
was like very smutty.
Yeah.
That first book, I didn't really like it. I was like, this is too much.
It gets better.
Ladies, I gotta go. So I'm gonna say goodnight to everybody.
Good
Bye.
night.
It was nice
Bye.
discussing with you guys. See you
Oh,
next
picture,
time.
picture.
I actually have my book from the library.
book.
So.
I just I'm gonna open my Kindle right quick just so I can get it. Kindle.
Yeah, I don't know. My book is on my phone, so I can't hold it up, but
Then you can just smile. Okay, here. Okay, hold on. Let me.
That I can get my good side. Perfect.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna do it again, just in case. One, two, three.